All right, welcome to part 3 of this dirty little tool quiz. I want to begin by thanking everyone for watching and for their comments, which went from relatively close guesses to very colorful and bordering on perverse suggestions. I won't mention any names. You go back and read the comments if you like. No one got exactly what these tools are. One person mentioned he knew what one of the tools, or what the set of tools was. That was RD Viper 2013. And Larry, Dog Buggy 32, figured out what they were, I think, but nobody really got the exact combination here. And that's not too surprising if you were depending on your knowledge of tools from a machine shop, for instance, or as an automobile mechanic. These are specialized tools that would only be found in certain trades. So let's go there now and take another look. And I think the first picture I'm going to show you will tell you already what the tool originally was for. I should have perhaps made it more clear. My father used it for a very, very different purpose in repairing musical instruments. He used it for a very different purpose than it was originally designed for. Many of you noticed or correctly assumed that these were punches, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to show these to you. You could possibly find these at a flea market. You can certainly get them on eBay. I've seen them on eBay if you know what to look for. And if you want to see many, 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 many more pictures of them, there are just put the right words in Google, and you can see all kinds of pictures. What else to be said? But oh, there's even a video. It's unfortunately not a very good video, but on YouTube about using them. So we'll go there now. I just wanted to say today is the 26th of June 2015, a day that in my life every year brings back a memory of a day 34 years ago that ended my previous life, so to speak, and allowed me to begin a new life, for which I've always been quite thankful. But that's a very private story. I just wanted to mention it today. I will also mention that the weather changed very drastically. In my last videos, I had a fire going here, and it was 9 degrees. Yesterday, it was 90 degrees Fahrenheit. It went from 40 in the morning to 90 in the afternoon. So, as I mentioned to a couple of you in comments, it's been kind of like a shock therapy. All right, enough of this gabbing. Let's get to these tools, and you'll see what they were originally designed to be used for. If you look closely at this picture, you'll know immediately what these tools are used for. They are these here are a set of cork boards, and this is how they are used. They're used by turning the sharpened end in, and you can bore a hole through a cork so that you can put a glass tube or a thermometer in it. These are used in a laboratory. That's where I knew about them, and that's where I had a set of my own that I showed my father, and I bought this set for him many, as I said, 50 years ago almost, or 45 years ago. And these are available today. You can still buy them. They're made in these are German, there are French ones, there are Italian ones, there are American ones. They're all exactly the same from the standpoint of the working end here, from this end. Just a brass tube that you can sharpen to a very sharp edge here that you can then push through a cork. You can use them on natural cork or on, this is a press cork. It's made of little chunks of pieces of cork stuck together. You can use them on silicone stoppers like these, on rubber stoppers. There are various kind of plugs and stoppers that you have to occasionally make a hole in. You have different sizes for different applications. And some of you figured out that this other piece here was a sharpener, and if you think about it now as I hold them here, you can probably figure out how it's used. You press it down, you press the knife blade down here and press the tube in to the cone and twist, and you see shavings of brass falling off here. You sharpen this to a very fine edge, otherwise you can't get it through the cork very well. Natural cork is relatively easy to bore. These silicone and rubber ones are often quite difficult. It's also it makes sense to wear a glove when you're doing this, because when the borer comes through the cork, you can easily ram it right into your hand. You have to push pretty hard. Here you can see I've made the hole through this part. The pin I mentioned, that's in the end here, of course, is used to punch out the little piece of cork here that I took out. Well, as long as I've started this, I might as well do it. My father used these to punch out, as many of you figured out. I thought that was pretty good. You figured out what he used them for. He punched out cork, sheet cork, and also felt to use on the back of keys of instruments, so that they don't rattle when they hit the instrument itself. All right, I'm going to push this finally through here. Like I say, it would be good to have a glove on doing this. All right, and it's through now, and I can use the punch to punch out the little piece here. As I said, this is the situation we have now. As I said, this is a composition cork. This isn't really a natural cork. One wouldn't use this in a laboratory. And that brings up the point, why would you be interested in these? Well, first of all, they're not just used in a laboratory. They're also used in wineries and in breweries. And if you should be a home brewer, which I think a number of people are here, you know that you use a so-called fermentation lock. And I'll show a picture of that here. In order to put this fermentation lock into the cork, you have to make a hole in it, and to put it on your carboy or whatever container you're using for fermentation. And you would use these cork borers for that purpose. As I said, you may find these at a flea market, and you certainly can find them on eBay. Don't pass them up if you can get them at a reasonable price, because they're very, very useful, as many of you have pointed out, for making gaskets, for instance, for cutting holes in gasket material or in rubber, if you're like for a vibration mount of some kind. They're very handy tools to have, and I use them quite often. Also, if you're making things for kids where they might like little round bits of stuff, because the piece you cut out, if you cut it out of a sheet of cork or a sheet of cardboard for that matter, is round, and you can have a number of different sizes, of course. So there you are, cork borer set and sharpener for the cork borers. These are still available exactly as these are here. I noticed on the internet you can buy them new. They're not cheap, of course, but you can get them. And also, as I mentioned, you probably can find them at a flea market. If you do, you might want to try to pick them up. Thanks again for watching. Thanks for your comments. Thanks for your patience. And if I find any more interesting tools that aren't everyday tools, I'll put up another quiz. Also, I have a video I'm going to be making on angle grinders, because I think that that's a tool that we almost all have, and there are a few things that not everybody knows about them. The doorbell's just ringing, so I'm going to leave you here. Have a good day, have a fine time, and thanks again for watching.